Morning. I've thought of three topics I want to talk about, and this one is about. I just want to reassure mums, dads, and relatives of anyone autistic, because it is totally understandable that you don't understand. Um, what could be done with kind of like realizing is that an autistic has a different mindset. So what you're maybe relating your knowledge and experience to isn't going to be the same as an autistic. They're not going to see it the same way very often. So they when people try and educate in some ways and reassuring things, it's not going to be the way that's going to work to communicate with an autistic. So, and it's not your fault because you're probably trying your best. You're probably quite upset that you're seeing your children or your adult relative get distressed. And it's going to be really hard and frustrating, and all the complicated feelings are going to come with that. And maybe some of the wrong approaches, which weren't intentional, but they're going to have happened. Even me as a parent with my two autistic sons, I did a lot of wrong approaches that have caused them problems. Mini traumas, because that's what autistics will go through, is mini traumas in situations that are to a neurotypical not upsetting, but they will be to us. This is why it's really important as a parent relative, if you want to help your autistic relative, is to write down what their triggers are, the things that affect them, the way they need things to be. I know, like you say, living around someone, tiptoeing around them, there has to be a sort of a balance. But if it is a major trigger, like for a relative of mine was windows, I shut my windows, close my curtains, because it caused a lot of distress, that sort of exposure. So, if it's something, because otherwise you're not going to build any trust with those people. So it's majorly listening, and it is understandable. If you're trying to think from a neurotypical brain, you aren't going to make it work. You will wonder why you're constantly coming up against a brick wall, but you will, because an autistic cannot mostly change the way they think. Some things they might be able to get better with patience, understanding, and sensitive handling, but otherwise, some things, if it's not treated or properly, it will become a deep set problem where you don't really want that to happen. There's lots of things you might not realise about autistics. We don't generally like long car journeys. We definitely don't like a change in a routine. If we're going somewhere, it has to be directly there, not stopping off somewhere else on the way. So there's a lot of things you can learn and put in. If you want a happy, harmonious home and you don't want to create traumas, then this is the way forward, I promise. Being a parent doesn't mean to say we have to be ordering our kids around. I think it really does take a bit of listening and understanding and showing the caring and sensitive side to their feelings and building trust with them, because in the future they will listen more and they will be more confident, and not feel bad about who they are, because this is a major problem for autistics, is the way that we're brought up. We feel bad about who we are, and that creates a lot of lifelong problems to do with maybe drug addiction, self-harming, difficulty building relationships. So we don't want to go there. And the recipe to prevent that mostly is going to be realize that an autistic thinks differently and learn about them. Don't go from your perspective as a neurotypical brain, because it's not the same. So yeah, just my advice. But I want to reassure you that everybody, a lot of people are well-meaning, but you're going to wonder why you're constantly being challenged and why it's not working, and really aggressively not working. Is because you're trying to change somebody's brain from the way they're thinking. and it needs to be gently handled and understood. I just thought I'd say that because it might save some people a lot of problems. All right, bye.